This is one of the better environments in the country, and this one is underway. Only regular season meeting between these two. Billy Richmond III, who has been on an absolute tear lately, puts the Hogs on the board.
Last 4 games, he's averaging 22 points a game with 4 straight 20-point games for Billy Richmond. He hadn't scored 20 in his first 60 games as a Razorback, and he's so quick with those drives.
And as dangerous as Acuff is, and he is, Richmond has been their leading scorer in each of their last 2 games, as Trevin Brazil just picked up an early foul. And keep an eye on fouls for Arkansas, especially in the front court. John Calipari only has 7 players in his rotation. Carter Knox, knee surgery, has not played in a couple of weeks as Xavier Lee's floater won't go down. So it is ultra important for the Hogs to stay out of foul trouble, and what a good start for them is Meleek Thomas, who gets overlooked, Jay, sometimes a little bit because of the huge numbers that Acuff puts up, but he's a player too.
Well, Thomas and Acuff are the highest scoring duo in the SEC.
A block at the rim on Hauk. Chinyelu gets it back. Shot clock did not reset. Chinyelu backing down, spinning and laying it in.
Chinyelu is just so strong, and everything he does is with 2 hands. Averages 12 rebounds a game, over 4 of those on the offensive end.
Good job by Flan to make sure they can't get it to Acuff. Now it's Richmond driving again, and the lefty lays it in again.
Just so quick with that crossover to get to his left hand, and most players, they catch and go. Billy Richmond goes and then catches those stampede drives.
Arkansas's won 5 out of 6. The only loss, a double overtime loss to Alabama, as Thomas Hauk is on the board with a 3.
Well, Hauk is the leading scorer for this Florida team, just under 17 a game. He only shoots 34% from 3, but he can really stretch the floor. And if he uses a shot fake, then he's going to drive off that opportunity.
The Gators even hotter than the Razorbacks. They've won 8 in a row and 13 out of 14. Pringle the spin, but he can't finish. Here is Xavier Lee, the transfer from Princeton, shooting the ball better of late.
What a pass.
Good cut, good pass, the extra pass, but Chinyelu can't finish it. Still Florida ball. Todd Golden, the head coach of the team that won the national championship a season ago, and we had them a couple of times early. Remember, they almost beat Duke. They almost beat UConn. They were close with Arizona, and he kept telling us, Jay, quote, "We're close. It took a while for roles to be defined, shooting to improve, turnovers to be reduced, but they're about as dangerous as any team in the country right now." And that guy is a big reason why.
He just bowled over Nick Pringle, wedged him right out of position to get that offensive rebound. Another 2-handed rebound. That Ruben Chinyelu is like trying to block out a school bus.
He is second in the nation in offensive rebounding percentage. Pringle back to Acuff. Acuff scoops it up soft, but it won't go. Got it back and hits.
So dynamic. I mean, Florida's giving a lot of attention trying to get it out of the hands of Acuff.
The freshman from Detroit leading the SEC in scoring and assists. Hauk in transition at the other end.
The quicker Florida gets it up the court for a quick attack in the first 15 seconds of the shot clock, the more efficient the Gators are.
Thomas trying to drive Lee. Tough shot. And it's Condon down with a rebound for the Gators.
Boy, their board coverage, Florida, is so good with those 3 outstanding rebounders on the front line.
They lead the nation in rebound margin, 14.5 more than their opponents per game.
Remember, Condon's an excellent passer.
Left hand, and it goes.
Boy, single coverage in the post. Turns away from Trevin Brazil, trying to take away middle.
Acuff the drop. 4 minutes in, 20 on the shot clock as Acuff inbounds. He wants to drive Condon. The pull-up over the big man won't go. And Urban Klavjar down with a rebound. Look ahead to Condon.
Boy, pretty impressive that Condon could guard Acuff out there and really pressure that shot.
Boogie Flam, the scoop, and
on the rise.
Meleek Ewan completes the three-point play. He has been putting up big numbers at the 5 spot for the Razorbacks the last couple of games.
Little horn set into some flex action.
Klavjar, who can really shoot it, gets into the paint. It won't go. And Ewan has the rebound for the Hogs.
Boy, Meleek Ewan, number 12 for Arkansas, can really rebound the ball, especially on the offensive end. Half his rebounds are offensive.
Richmond backs it out against Hanlockton. Now Thomas. Richmond for 3. What a rebound by Brazil, and he draws the foul. You talk about elevation.
Well, nobody blocked him out, so Trevin Brazil got a run up with this shot. He was setting a screen. Condon turned to go get the ball. Nobody put a body on him. And Trevin Brazil tore his ACL a couple years ago. That set him back pretty good, but he looks 100% healthy now.
Boy, that's too easy on the inbounds. Acuff finds Richmond, and Arkansas extends the lead.
Richmond just set a screen on Boogie Flan and had the inside position on him, just rolled to the basket. And you're right, that is too easy to give up that kind of shot.
So Richmond off to a hot start.
He is the best cutter on this Arkansas team and one of the best cutters in the Southeastern Conference. And look what he's done over the last 4 games. And this is
the ball, and now it's been overturned to go to Arkansas, so the Razorbacks will retain their challenge.
Those are the ones that are really confounding. When you know that Arkansas knocked it, that was what caused it to go out of bounds,
right.
But it just rolls off the index finger of a player. That's really an odd situation for the referees to have to deal with.
Very early challenge. Usually you see coaches wanting to hold on to it till later, but obviously the Arkansas bench felt good about it, and it's paid off for them. They get the ball back, and Acuff hits.
And that was well defended by Urban Klavjar. Kept his chest in front of him, but Darius Acuff Jr. is just a shot maker.
Xavier Lee to a cutting Alex Condon.
That was an open side pick and roll. Micah Handlockton left the low box to go to the other side. There was nobody there to stop that roll by Alex Condon.
Xavier Lee's assist numbers have skyrocketed in recent games. Todd Golden feels he's playing more freely, looking more like the player he was at Princeton. And boy, he's got a lot of guys to pass to on this team. The 3 a little bit short. He dives for the loose ball and will call a timeout. Great hustle.
What There's 2 great programs and 2 iconic coaches with Randy Bennett and Mark Few.
Arkansas leading Florida by 3 early in this one. A win tonight for the Gators. They clinch at least a share of the regular season championship of the SEC. Isaiah Brown follows it up and finishes, and he's been a big story for Florida lately. Todd Golden had been playing 7 for most of the season, but Brown has really inserted himself into that rotation as the 8th man.
Well, Brown is an SEC athlete. He had a great shot fake and drive, missed the initial shot, but that second jump was awfully impressive for the stickback. Terrific pass by Lee, cross court, the shot fake. He wasn't able to get that to go, but that second jump awfully quick and then strong on his second chance opportunity.
The sophomore from Orlando had a very good game in a win over Texas on Wednesday. 9 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists in 21 minutes off the bench.
Now Chinyalu switched off on Acuff.
Acuff drives him, lobs it. But boy, there are a lot of bodies there, and it's out of the game, but he's off to a good start in this outstanding front court. Houck, Condon, Chinyalu, 15 of the 20 points for Florida, and obviously those guys, along with Micah Handlockton, the biggest reason why Florida might be the best rebounding team in the country. Chinyalu, another one.
Boy, Florida just dominates the glass.
Klavjar, his second 3 of the game.
Arkansas was in scramble trying to get back, and Klavjar just ran to that 3-point line. He was wide open. Malik Thomas was just late getting back after he hit the deck on that shot.
It's a 12-0. Trevin Brazil out, Acuff back in. So that, in effect, Jay, makes Billy Richmond III the 4-man right now. He's got to deal with the size of Houck. But then again, they were both covering each other as the small forward a little bit earlier in this game.
Well, I think Cal is thinking, hey, we're going to have a hard time guarding them, but they're going to have a hard time guarding us, too.
Ewan can't guard Chinulu, who lays it in with the left.
Once you get posted that deep, forget it.
Richmond driving into traffic. Ewan the follow. Chinulu the rebound.
Well, he just ran into a brick wall with Chinulu in there.
Chinulu just might be the National Defensive Player of the Year this season. Lee the drive and finish, and the lead is up to 9.
And Thomas Houck was able to seal off the help. Florida does an amazing job. It looks like a duck in, but really what they're trying to do is seal off a lane for a driver to get to the rim.
Thomas with a corner 3 that won't go. The Hogs have missed their last 10 from the floor. Klapshaw the step back. And a rebound for Ewan. Whoa! And Thomas got that ball on the deck just in time, and the acrobatic finish to boot.
Boy, Meleek Thomas has got a lot of game.
Averaging better than 15 a game. Freshman from Pittsburgh. Houck lays it in.
Well, Billy Richmond, I know he's working his tail off, but you just can't let a guy get position like that and get stuck behind. You got to break contact and at least get a 3/4 front to keep that ball from coming in there.
Houck now 4 for 6, 9 points already. Acuff, no.
A lot of quick shots for Arkansas.
And now Lee gets to the rim again, this time with the left. And John Calipari needs a timeout. Todd Golden's fired up. The Rowdy Reptiles are fired up. And Florida looking to clinch at least. Golden told us yesterday at the beginning of the year his team was struggling a little bit for its identity. Lost all those great guards from the national championship team. What were they this year? And he thought maybe they were trying to be a little too fancy, a little too pretty in the early going. But Jay, they've embraced what they are now. A big, strong, physical team that tries to dominate in the paint and around the rim.
I think early in the season, especially their guards, they were missing perimeter shots and they were turning the ball over. And when you rebound like this team, when you turn the ball over, you don't get a shot, you don't get a chance to offensive rebound, you don't get a chance to get fouled. Those are 3 really good things.
Meanwhile, Richmond already into double figures now for Arkansas with 10. Condon trying to back down to Brazil. Got a good look. Got it back. And hits this one.
Boy, Micah Handlockton kept that ball alive. Those big bodies wedging you underneath. And right now, Florida playing volleyball on the glass.
Handlockton, the 7'1" senior from Lake Norman, North Carolina, will spell. And they've already got 22 points in the paint. They average 43 per game. Acuff just 2 for 8 in the early going for Arkansas. Floater by Thomas, in and out.
Boy, the difficulty of shots in the lane for Arkansas right now is amazing.
What a pass. And the big guy, Condon, running the floor for the dunk.
The big Aussie sprinting down the court like he's a 3-man. The mobility of these Florida bigs is really impressive.
3rd assist of the night for Xavier Lee. Ewan, no.
I think Handlockton got a piece of that.
Fland staying in the game after picking up his 2nd. Houck, air ball on the corner 3. Acuff running the floor, lob, and Richmond with a finish.
Boy, he timed that out beautifully.
But Florida getting up and down the court as well. Fland with a pretty feed to Handlockton.
Boy, Meleek Thomas took a chance to try to get a steal, and that just opened up a layup in transition. You cannot gamble. You have to protect the rim against this team.
Arkansas is a great transition team, but Florida seems happy to go up and down with them so far tonight. A lot of contact. Thomas cradled it, couldn't finish it. Here come the Gators. The double on Condon. Now Lee resets, still lots of time. Lee for 3. Back of the iron, and the rebound down to Richmond. Look at him pushing. He's got one speed, and it's full speed.
And he caught that ball on the run as well. Talk about stopping the ball. Who's going to get in the way of that? That's big-time speed by Billy Richmond III.
Jay, he's got more points than the rest of his teammates combined. He continues to tear it up for the Hogs.
Well, I would keep going to him then.
And a foul away from the ball. Let's go back to that up and down transition stage where Lee, a beautiful feed, and how about Condon running the floor?
Well, Alex Condon is mobile and he's tough. And Billy Richmond running the left side of the floor, and Acuff is such a good.
What a season he is having. 16 double-doubles already. Wagner, it will go, and a much-needed bucket. It had been a 14-1 run for Florida, and that is also Arkansas's first made three of the game.
I think John Calipari keeps looking up saying, is that clock working? We need halftime.
51-30. Klavjar knocked away by Wagner. And then Richmond tried to.
This team, like they're a bunch of really interesting personalities,
yeah.
Man. They get along really well.
Tremendously well. And that extends into the coaching staff as well. Knocked away. Here comes Acuff. Shielding off Condon and lays it in.
Boy, Acuff, he's got guts, man. He went right into the body of Condon and took him right under the basket so he couldn't block that shot. That's a big-time play.
He's not having a great night so far, but you could call him one of the best freshmen in the nation, one of the best point guards in the nation, one of the best players in the nation. You'd be right on all three fronts. Shinyulu doubled. Didn't know it. Knocked away. And a foul. Of themselves, but Jay, they don't feel they're getting ahead of themselves anymore. They win tonight, they clinch at least a share.
Well, their aspirations, they want to win the SEC title and the tournament title, which we won last year, but they're thinking national title as well.
Acuff to Brazil for the slam. And Lee will walk it up. Shot clock turned off. Lee's got 8 points, 4 assists here in the first half. The three, around and out. Wagner's got it. Can Thomas get the shot off? He did, but he left it short. Chris, thank you. And part of that missing layups due to the size and rim protection of the Gators, right?
Yes, and I think the defense for Florida caused Arkansas to take some really tough angles and tough twos. Now, it's not that they didn't have shots that they could have made, but they've all been difficult opportunities around a big defense that challenges you at the rim.
Arkansas is 4th in the nation in offensive efficiency per KenPom. Florida 4th in the nation in defensive efficiency. And you can tell from the score who's winning that battle so far. Boogie Flan slithers his way in and draws a foul. Kenny, Charles, and Shaq. That it all started at 12:30 Eastern.
Well, Wemby's an alien. But I'll tell you what, San Antonio's got a freak on their team, too. It's Stephon Castle. Stephon Castle has been fabulous all season long.
Richmond in traffic, and Arkansas turns it over.
Boy, you drive, and you're driving into big bodies. Condon, Shinyulu, Hauk. And this Arkansas team is a low turnover team. They only turn it over 8.9 times a game, but that's not been the case in this one.
They are one of the best offensive teams in the nation, but the Gators have held them in check. Flan for three. And Boogie Flan, who had a 10-game shooting slump when he went 2 for 26 from three-point range. Since then, he is now 6 for his last 10. Floater by Thomas, no. Shinyulu's already got double-figure rebounds in this game.
Well, Boogie Flan, when he got his haircut earlier this year, put up 23 on Tennessee in an absolute beatdown of the Volunteers in this building. And that's when he really broke out.
Acuff scoops it up and in.
Boy, Acuff off those double high screens up top. Man, he is so compact and quick.
Xavier Lee beats everybody down the floor, and Lee's into double figures.
Got it knocked away from him, but still didn't give up on the play.
Incredible balance tonight for the Gators. Trevin Brazil lines up a three. Rebound Hauk. Condon looking for his roommate in Hauk as he was cutting through the paint. Couldn't find him. Now kicks it out to Flan. Right back into Chinyalu. One-on-one with Pringle. Tip to Brazil. Pringle draws a foul. Was kind of out of control in Gainesville right now in a 23-point game, but no love lost right now between these two teams. Chris Budden, what do you know?
Yeah, the jawing between the two coaches started during the replay process, and Todd had said, I'm not talking to you. They kept jawing and then went back at it again, and then that what led to both of them getting teed up. Chris, thank you. Meleek Ewan tips it in, 59-38.
Boy, when the coaches start yelling at each other, you know you got a game.
Yep. Condon thinking about it. Shot the three reasonably well last year. He has really struggled with the three ball this year, but still is having, in every other respect, a tremendous season for the Gators.
Well, Ruben Chinyalu just ducked in Billy Richmond III, and that's a mismatch size-wise, and picked up the foul on Richmond.
Arkansas is small right now.
And Florida remains big.
Yep. Lee. Nice find. Condon had it taken away by Richmond.
Boy, Richmond plays so hard. He's just everywhere.
Offensive foul. It's all Florida. Chinyalu, the handoff to Hauk. Gets by Ewan and somehow gets it to go. That'll count. It was going in anyways, but it's a goaltending call to make it a 25-point game.
All that was set up to get Thomas Hauk to a right-hand drive, and he didn't have the angle, but kept with it to turn the corner closer to the basket.
Boy, these guys play as a unit, don't they? Richmond, no. How many possessions tonight have you seen from the Gators where you said, man, they didn't really run good stuff or get a good look on that possession?
Or didn't rebound. They rebound every time down.
And out of bounds, Florida ball. It was knocked away, but the Arkansas player had a foot on the line. No reset of the shot clock, 20 seconds. Now a steal by Thomas. Nice look ahead. Richmond will slam it. His first points of the second half. He's got 16 in the game.
Arkansas did a nice job denying Boogie Flan, the inbounder, the opportunity to take a handoff from Chinyalu, and he turned it over.
Chinyalu looking for some space, trying to get a shot off.
I mean, I think Condon knows what the capital of the United States is.
Yes. Another double-double for Ruben Chinyalu, by the way, his 17th of the season, and there's 15.5 minutes to go. Acuff, no.
Well, you're driving into a brick wall every time.
You can just see he is bothered by the size up front of the Gators, and you know what? He's not alone. Now he just dipped a shoulder into Condon. He ran into him pretty good at getting back on D. This is a chippy game right now, and the officials second half. Arkansas is already over the limit.
Now this is a time for Arkansas. I mean, they're down 27. Just show poise and run your offense. There's a lot more going on this season than just this game. What they don't want to do is lose their poise down the stretch in this thing.
Hauk back out to Klavjar. Nice look. And their best shooter buries a three.
Overhelped by DJ Wagner. That left Klavjar wide open. And talk about an unselfish team. Like, how could have taken that shot? Nobody would have blinked.
He is not having his best night, but he is one of the best players in the country.
I never understood the overrated chant. I mean, you're just kind of taken away from what your team is doing. Like, Florida's done an excellent job against a very good Arkansas offense and an outstanding player in Darius Acuff Jr.
Projected as the 8th pick of the NBA draft by ESPN.com's Jeremy Wu. Boy, Hauck does a nice job handling, even against guards. Smaller guys who are reaching and poking, but he doesn't turn it over much. Ooh. And now Boogie Flan just really got in.
He could have made he makes a good case for that being a flagrant, but whoa.
Richmond the follow. He's got 18.
And his motor just doesn't stop. Yeah. Doesn't matter what the score is. He's going to keep playing.
But he's added the scoring element to the motor. He's on the verge of scoring 20 for the 5th consecutive game. Klavjar with a Brazil on him. Gets the 3 off over him and hits again.
Got the mismatch, and instead of going by him, just that little step back. And Klavjar has been seeing a big basket for 8 or 9 games now.
Thomas with a baseline drive and a chance for 3. Now they had Clayton and Martin and Richard and Aberdeen, and as you said, the team started with a perimeter and got great help from the inside guys, but a Klavjar with a bigger role and has stepped into it beautifully here this year. Poked away. Klavjar's got it. In and out.
Another terrific rebound by Billy Richmond.
Chinyelu on Acuff in transition. Trying to stay in front of him, cannot do it.
Boy, how about that shot? And Chinyelu moves his feet really well to be able to contest that, but went into his chest and finished with the left hand. And Acuff's is limping, getting down the floor.
Lee with the left hand, and again, a point you made in the first half. He does a great job getting rid of it early, getting it high off the glass before it can be blocked.
And he got a great screen from Ruben Chinyelu.
A dozen for Lee. Richmond thought about the 3. Hands it off to Ewan, can't reverse it.
Boy, great job by Chinyelu defensively to stop the drive and then get back to Ewan.
Lee, the kick into the corner. Isaiah Brown, who had some really good minutes in the first half for Todd Gold and
Maravich to do it.
Crazy.
It's remarkable.
He's also leading the SEC in assist to turnover ratio. It's not like he's playing out of control and turning the ball over a lot.
And anytime we mention Pete Maravich, we are duty bound to say he didn't play with the 3-point shot.
And average, what, 44 points per game?
Something like that.
Hauck driving again. And having won 5 out of 6. And the only one they lost was double overtime to Alabama, 117-115. When between injuries and guys fouling out, basically Calipari ran out of players who ever see the floor. Otherwise, they would have won that one as well. But even though they were playing well coming in, Florida has taken the fight to them from the get-go here tonight.
Yeah, Darius Acuff in that Alabama game, as you know, had 49 points. And the number of 40-point games by this amazing freshman group this year has been
more for Hauck. Great cut by Thomas. Nice find by Richmond.
Just a dribble at cut. And Thomas just cut right past Urban Klavjar. You're thinking more about a dribble handoff than a back cut.
Klavjar to Handlogden. Now Hauck. Back into the post to Handlogden. 7 on the shot clock. Klavjar switches hands, finds Flan. Lays it up and in.
And then Condon screens out Trevin Brazil, their best shot blocker, so he can't get to it. Boy, these big guys are tremendous roadblocks. They are excellent at screening off help defense.
You talk about 5 playing as 1. The Gators are certainly doing that as DJ Wagner rattles home a 3 for the Hogs. That's just the 3rd made 3-pointer tonight for Arkansas. Now it's knocked away. Hogs in transition. Acuff blocked by Hauck. And it's off the foot of Handlogden back over to Arkansas.
Take a look at this block here by Hauck. Got it just before it hit the backboard. Florida not giving up on any play.
up 25 with 6:10 to go. Hauk knocks it away from Brazil and missed the dunk. Left it short, but wild.
That's efficient.
You score 7 points per possession, you're going to win your fair share of games. Hauk's got 22. Acuff, no. Hand-logged in the rebound.
One thing for Florida, Dan, in this kind of game, everything they do near the basket needs to be off 2 feet. They need to protect themselves. I'm not saying Arkansas is going to do anything, but when things get a little chippy, you just need to be smart.
Condon, no. Hand-logged and follows. And the rebounding dominance continues for the Gators. Wagner has it blocked out of bounds.
You and I talked to Todd Golden about it. We're right there.
Yep.
You know, if we get this, and this, you know, they needed to take care of the ball better and not turn it over like they were and shoot it better from the perimeter.
Land is down.
You know, clearly Florida's offense has been efficient and on point, but I've perhaps been more impressed with their defense. I think Florida's defense, their game plan was excellent, but the execution of it, you know, they've been very disciplined to the details, and they've stuck with the tendencies that Arkansas has, and they've taken things away, and they've lived with certain things. But it's been impressive to watch this team really defend throughout the course of this game.
They made life tough on Darius Acuff Jr., who is on the bench right now and likely, you would think, given the score, will stay there for the rest of the night. No reason to push him any further. Hauk into Condon and another. We're a couple minutes away, I would think, from the Rowdy Reptiles chanting for Olivier Ryu, wanting to get the 7'9" sophomore into the game. Ewan can't get it over Hand-logged. Sealy finds Thomas, who banks it home.
Well, Thomas is such a talented player. This hasn't been an easy night for him, but he's shooting 41% from 3 on the season. And coming into the game, he'd hit 64 threes on the year.
Klabjar. Still plenty of time. They run so much of the offense through their bigs. Condon, as you noted earlier, a great passer. And he is fouled with 22 points and 5 rebounds in this game. Todd Golden has yet to go beyond his top 8 so far in this game.
He's probably about a minute and a half away from emptying the bench completely.
Klabjar, no. Brown keeps it alive and gets his team another possession. The "We Want Ollie" chant continues. 10 on the shot clock. And Condon 2 more. Now it's a season high 105 for the Gators.
Boy, there's just no chance when Condon rolls a smaller player down into the post and locks him down.
Chinulu was saying, "Coach, I don't ask for much. Do me this one favor. Put the big fella in the game." And some changes are coming. And this group, they have played a fair bit this year. The 3 who are about ready to check in. Another rebound for Condon. Unbelievable. And now some of the regulars will come out. Alex Lloyd will come in, C.J. Ingram, and Victor Mikic. Klabjar out, Condon out, Brown out, and more ovations. This is something that not only everybody in the SEC will take notice of, but I think the top teams, the top programs, Jay, around the country, not that they didn't know before. And Joe Lunardi has them as a 2 seed at the moment. Duke, Michigan, Arizona, UConn, his 4 number 1s right now.
Yeah, UConn's the one they're battling it out with right now. You know, Iowa State took a hit with their loss today to Texas Tech, especially at home.
Alex Lloyd, a freshman from Miami, with a layup. UConn got a real push from Seton Hall today, but managed to win.
Well, you know how good Seton Hall is after seeing them in Maui. They're good.
Loose ball out of bounds. Back to the Gators with 1:45 to go. And now Alex Kovacev, a redshirt sophomore from Perth, Australia, into the game. And the Ollie chant is only getting louder.
Well, here he comes.
He just took the warm-up off. And he's making his way to the scores table. Meleek can't finish it. And a strong layup at the other end for Isaiah Sealy.
What a beautiful move in transition by Sealy. Boy, the scorers table, Ryu is on his knees and they can't see over.
It's really something else.
I think he's 5'10" on his knees, maybe 6 feet.
7'9". He's a walk-on, plays sparingly here and there, but is a huge fan favorite in Gainesville. We're into the final minute now. Lloyd's got to get a shot off. And it's still loose. Hand logged in. Back to Kovacev. And now Todd Golden calls a timeout.